Major milestone in President Trump's immigration crackdown. The DHS Secretary Kristi Noem posting to X that 1.6 million illegal immigrants have left the United States in less than 200 days. Secretary Noem joins us now from South Dakota. Secretary, good of you to be with us. We really appreciate it. I want to get into those numbers in just a second. But first of all, there's some breaking news that came up in the president's appearance in the Oval Office. And that is that a memo, an executive order has gone out with the Metropolitan Police Department here in Washington, D.C., that says that effective immediately, if police during something like a routine traffic stop happen to come across the immigration status of a person, they're now allowed to share that information with federal officials. D.C. is not an official sanctuary city, but how did this come about? Was this pressure from DHS or from the president?
I believe it was, and I think it's not pressure necessarily from the president or from the media, but probably from their citizens that live in D.C. and understand the jeopardy that they have to, live with every single day. So the people have obviously spoken that they're tired of living with this crime, and the fact that they'll share that information with their ICE officers now is phenomenal. That's a game changer. That means that as soon as they encounter somebody who's committing a crime, they will share that with ICE, and we'll be able to get those illegal criminals out of this country, and we'll make America safer. So that's what we need New York City to do. We need LA to do that. We need Chicago to do that. We need all these other leaders to grow up and start sharing this information on these criminals that shouldn't be in our country in the first place and send them back home to face the consequences for their crimes. But one thing that John and Aisha that I want to talk about today is these incredible numbers that you just put at the top of this hit is that we have 1.6 illegal immigrants that have left this country voluntarily. And I think these numbers just show exactly the genius of Donald J. Trump. The brilliant mind that he has, that when he was elected in November, he knew he had to make America safe again. And he said, Kristi, if you're going to be my Homeland Security Secretary, we're going to follow the law. You're going to do commercials. You're going to tell the world that no longer will we tolerate people being in our country illegally and that they need to go home. And he messaged it strong. There were consequences if you broke the law and you were a criminal in this country and you needed to leave. And overwhelmingly, the world got the message. They're leaving on their own, which is the best thing for American citizens. Not only did 1.6 million people leave the United States that shouldn't be here, but also 2.5 million Americans became employed in the last 6-7 months. That's incredible growth for U.S. citizens that will benefit their families and the people who love this country, who were born here, who want to be employed, and now have new opportunities for success as well.
Okay. Want to get to some new video if we can, Secretary. This is coming from our reporters in L.A. right now, where they say that Border Patrol has arrived just outside of the downtown L.A. venue where Governor Gavin Newsom was actually holding a press conference today. And it appears that those Border Patrol agents are making arrests, illegal immigrants that I don't know if they were at this press conference, if they were in the area, but this is a very, as John put it when we first saw this video, a very in-your-face way to let, Democrats know that you are going to do your job, that you're going to carry out these Trump policies. Can you just respond to this video that we're watching right now?
Yeah, every single one of our ICE and Border Patrol operations is built on information, on investigative work. It's a case and an operation that has been planned because of who they think could be in that area and what they have for information that shows that there are illegal criminals there. Remember, we're focusing on the worst of the worst. So I don't know specific to what information that they had for that operation that they planned today, but it was based on the investigative work that all law enforcement officers do for every single operation they conduct to make sure that they're getting dangerous criminals off our streets.
Right, but as we saw last week, Secretary, there was a little bit of an in-your-face move where the Border Patrol were making arrests just to show California that despite sanctuary state status, that ICE is going to continue to do its job. I wanted to switch and talk to you for a second about the southern border because I looked at the statistics here, and this graph really kind of tells the tale. This is southwest border encounters year over year. You see all the lines of 2022, 23, and 24 way up there. In the hundreds of thousands. And then you see this green line at the bottom, which is fiscal year 2025. And you see when President Trump took office, that number goes from about 100,000 per month down to almost zero. And my question for you is, that's dramatic decline, but are you satisfied with where we are now, or is there more work to do?
Oh, we will keep a secure border, and we'll do what we can to make sure that no illegal immigrants come into this country. But that's President Trump's messaging. That's him making sure that people know the rule of law will be enforced, telling the world that if you want to come to this country illegally, you can't anymore, and this will come first.
All right, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate your time, Madam Secretary.